I flew to Las Vegas today to compete in this Jiu-Jitsu tournament and had a very interesting day. After all was said and done, I did not get a chance to compete because the person that I was supposed to compete against did not show up. So I won the tournament without without any matches, which is a really weird feeling because I didn't have to compete. So I can't really call myself a champion or a winner. But at the same time, I did everything I was supposed to do. So I flew to Las Vegas. I, was ready to compete. I followed through on what I said I would do, even to the extent that I had to borrow somebody's gi. So the organization that puts this on is called IBJJF, International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. And I was not thrilled with their running of the tournament. Actually, this might be a topic for another post, but in comparison to the tournaments run by Jiu-Jitsu World League, which is the ones that I've been going to up until now, they pale in comparison. But IBJJF is like the OG. They're the biggest and most well-known organization. JJWL is smaller and not as dominant, but I think they're much better organized, which is really interesting. Anyhow, they would not let me use my gi today. So I walk up, there's like half an hour left before my match. I've been there for 5 hours, stressing about this match. And the first thing the guy says is, change your gi. I was like, what do you mean, change my gi? I flew here from the Bay Area. I don't have like, an endless supply of gis. I have one gi. And the gi is totally fine. Like, it's in perfectly good shape. I guess, I wear it a lot. So there was some fraying along the collar. And this is what they had an issue with, which is like crazy. So really annoying and kind of made no sense. But anyway, I was able to borrow somebody else's gi, somebody that I had struck up a conversation with in the lobby kind of while I was waiting. So I was thankful that I had started a conversation with this person, because other than him, I knew nobody at this tournament. And then after all of that, waiting, the guy that I was supposed to compete against did not show up. And so just a very strange turn of events. And I'm still processing the lessons from the day. When I got on the plane to go home, I was totally exhausted. I felt like I had competed. I felt like I had had several matches. I was absolutely worn out, which is interesting. I might have even been less tired if I had had a competition, because then I would have gotten like an endorphin rush, which I never got. And I am looking forward to seeing kind of what comes out of having gone down there because I really wanted to make headway as far as the stress that I experience at competitions and being able to relax and enjoy it more. And I think I did a good job of being present and kind of processing a lot of the anxiety that I experience at competitions. It definitely was, it was taxing, like just from a psychic and emotional perspective, because I was there from 9:30 till 3:30. So it was 6 hours of just, really like very intense, just kind of trying to be with my anxiety and like, I guess I kind of have a theory that if you allow yourself to really feel your feelings, it kind of processes it and it works through your system, and then you're not a prisoner to those same feelings, at least in the same way. So if that's the case, I got a lot of that done today. And I think that's why I was so tired at the end of the day. But I didn't, it was like a whole day of anticipating what I was going to feel when I competed, and I didn't get to compete. So it's kind of strange. And then, I guess as far as just the whole being in first place without having to win anything, what I will say is I won the day. It's kind of I don't know if I like that term, but it's a term. And I think it actually applies. Like, what I mean by that is, I got up at 5 a.m. I had packed, I had trimmed my nails, I was ready. I flew down there, like, I just did the whole thing. And, I have a job, I have a business, so I'm like having, business calls and emails while I'm down there. And also, focusing on this tournament, and struck up a conversation with this guy that, I'm going to stay in touch with, one of the other competitors, and kind of, stretched out, got ready physically, just did everything I was supposed to do, and then flew back. And yeah, I mean, like, it would have been a lot more convenient not to do any of that stuff. And obviously the guy that I was supposed to compete against felt that way because he didn't do it. And I don't know where he was coming from or whatever, but so I guess the point is, it was an option not to do all that stuff. And the other guy took that option, and I didn't take that option. I went ahead and followed through and did what I said I was going to do, and that is a win.